This is the scariest place that I have ever traveled. In India, on the quiet outskirts of Nainital, nestled amidst pine trees and misty hills, lies a forgotten corner of history. There, on a plot of land overgrown with weeds, stands Strawberry Lodge, a crumbling colonial-era bungalow that whispers tales of a bygone era. It was built in the early 1900s and served as a summer retreat for a wealthy British officer and his wife. They were known to throw lavish parties, inviting fellow British expats seeking refuge from the sweltering heat of the plains. But behind the facade of merriment, a chilling tale unfolded. One fateful night, a tragic incident occurred. The officer, overcome with grief, took his own life within the very walls of Strawberry Lodge. His wife, unable to bear the pain, soon followed him into the afterlife. The couple's untimely demise cast a shadow over the lodge, transforming it into a haunted relic of the past. Locals warn that after sunset, the lodge comes alive with footsteps, whispers, and the sound of a piano playing on its own. Nainital, with its picturesque lake and colonial architecture, attracts countless tourists each year. Yet few venture into the eerie confines of Strawberry Lodge, but a travel blogger named Ritika couldn't resist the allure of the unknown. When she heard about Strawberry Lodge and its spine-chilling reputation, she knew she had to investigate. Perhaps she was too curious, or maybe just plain bored. She decided to visit the haunted lodge with a few friends. As darkness descended upon Nainital, Ritika and her friends set out on a rickety scooter. Their destination shrouded in mystery. After much searching, they finally found it, hidden away on a secluded hill. The bungalow loomed before them. Its white paint had peeled away, revealing dark, damp wood beneath. The sight sent shivers down their spines, but their curiosity burned brighter than their fear. With trembling hands, they pushed open the creaking gate and stepped inside. The lodge seemed to sigh, as if disturbed from a deep slumber. The air grew instantly cold and heavy, laden with the weight of untold stories. A grand staircase curved upward, its banisters intricately carved, seemingly reaching out like grasping claws. The friends exchanged nervous glances, their laughter from earlier fading into uneasy silence. Then they heard it, a faint sound that sent chills down their spines, the sound of a woman humming, a melody that was hauntingly beautiful yet unbearably sad. "Hello, is anyone here?" Ritika called out, her voice echoing through the cavernous halls. But there was no reply, only the humming grew clearer, beckoning them toward a dimly lit room at the end of the corridor. Inside, an antique piano stood bathed in moonlight. No one sat at it, yet the keys moved by themselves, playing a slow, haunting tune. The melody swelled and faded, leaving behind an eerie silence that amplified their pounding hearts. Then, in the reflection of the piano's polished wood, they saw her, a pale woman in a long Victorian nightgown, her hair neatly pinned, her eyes shimmering with unshed tears. She played the piano, her fingers dancing across the keys. Her mournful tune echoed the sorrow in her heart. For a moment their eyes met through the piano's reflection, and Ritika felt an overwhelming sense of despair. Before Ritika could react, the woman vanished. She turned to look at the door, but it was ajar. Then she whirled around to face the piano again, but the woman was gone. When she looked back into the reflection, the figure was closer, now smiling at her, but the smile was anything but warm. It was strained and sad, like a puppet with broken strings. Suddenly, the door slammed shut, the hinges screaming in protest. The humming turned into a low, menacing laugh. The woman's voice whispered in Ritika's ear, "Stay. You remind me of myself, and I've been so lonely." The lights flickered, casting grotesque shadows on the walls. The piano banged out harsh, discordant notes, and something icy brushed against Ritika's neck. She felt a tug on her hair, a strong tug as if trying to pull her into the darkness. She fought the doorknob, but it was no use. Finally, it burst into the corridor, only to find that the hallway stretched endlessly into darkness. At the far end stood the woman, now with a face twisted into something skeletal. Her eyes gleamed, nothing but hollow black pits. Ritika stumbled back, her heart pounding against her ribs. In a panic she turned and fled, stumbling through the darkness, the sound of her own ragged breathing echoing in her ears. She didn't know how she escaped. The next morning she woke up on the lodge's front porch, the sunlight warm on her skin, the forest alive with birdsong. But as she sat there dazed, she noticed something terrible. Her hair, which had been shoulder length, now had a clean lock missing, as if someone had cut it in the dead of the night. When she asked the locals about it, one old man with rheumy eyes said, "The officer's wife still waits for him in that house. But sometimes, just sometimes, she decides someone else should keep her company forever." And with that cryptic warning, he disappeared into the mist. Over time, the memory of Strawberry Lodge has faded into local lore, a chilling reminder of the secrets that linger in the quiet corners of our history.